Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Larry Bodenheimer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Krypt. Now Krypt is a 32-bit Trojan, and it is the main Trojan we're going to be taking a look at in this video. Now, why the heck do I say that? Well, that's because we're going to be looking at more than one. So if you take a look over here, we have what I downloaded when I started looking for CSGO free hack 2024 gone wrong, gone sexual, in the hood, all that good stuff. I found this on a link of a video that was only 4 hours old, and I did test it. It does work, but something I realized after I tested this malware, it's not the only malware sample that's actually in this folder. So if we take a look at VirusTotal, we have the setup.exe. Its original name is Steganos Browser Monitor.exe. And if we take a look, popular threat label is Trojan.FileRep malware/Krypt. Here are your family labels, and your tags are portable executable, calls WMI, checks user input, detects debug environment, executes dropped file, long sleeps, persistence, and checks CPU name. Now, if we take a look at let's look at how old this is first. So, it says the creation time was 8 days ago. I'm not going to follow that. I'm going to go with a first submission, which is a little over a day ago. So, 32 detections is, pretty spot on with that. If we take a look at who does detect this, though, we've got Avast, AVG, BCAF Pro, CrowdStrike Falcon. What other big ones do we have? We've got ESET, we got Google, GData. There's one I'm not seeing here. But we'll keep going. We got Kaspersky, Malwarebytes, McAfee Scanner, and what else is it here? Yep, we got Symantec, and those are the big name ones I see. Who's not detecting this? Bitdefender. So I will be sending them a sample of this at the end of the video. We got Avira here as well, ClamAV, MCSoft. Who else? What other big names? What other big names do we not have? Those seem to be the only big names. We got WebRoot, but they never detect anything in VirusTotal. So it is what it is with that. But if we go to details, here's your MD5, your SHA-1, and your SHA-256. You don't have to type these in if you want to follow along. They will be in the comment section. Here's your creation time. If you want to go by that, I guess you can. And I don't go by first seen in the wild. I go by first submission. So there you go. And these are the two names it's come under. We have setup.exe, but apparently it's also been submitted under Steganos Browser Monitor.exe, which makes me think that this malware we got is not only coming off of the link I got it off of. So if we go to relations, we do have 4 contacted URLs. So we got a Telegram domain, we've got a certificate authority, and then we've got Fuare.xyz. And sqlo.dll, which I've seen this specific DLL before. Not off of this website, but I've seen it before. And we have these 8 contacted domains. All of these look good, but we got Steam Community, Telegram.me, and then we've got Fuare.xyz. We do have some suspicious contacted domains, though. So we've got 14. 2 of these have detections. 1 is out of the US, and 1 is out of Great Britain, interestingly enough. So do with that as you will. We will look at those later on once the malware has actually executed. But if we go down here, dropped files, we've got build.exe and ast.exe. We will be revisiting this one, and possibly this one as well. And if we go to behavior, again, I don't spend much time on behavior on this channel, but if you want to take a look for yourself, you can pause the video and look. So once this loads up, you see we have quite a few detections. We have 3 sandbox detections, Cape Sandbox, Zenbox, and Dr. Web VX Cube, which I've never seen before. And we have 1 high, 3 medium, and 4 low crowdsourced Sigma rules, as well as 1 medium and 6 low crowdsourced IDS rules. And finally, if we go to community, nobody's been here yet. Take that, Jaffa. Now, you'd think we'd be done with VirusTotal as of right now. But we've got another file, and this is our VBS file. This is release v2.4.vbs. And if we take a look, its popular threat label is VIDAR, but it's also got one with a random string. Is this VIDAR? I don't actually know, because I have not tested this yet, so we're going to be doing this one together as a family. So if we go to details really quick, this was first submitted quite a while ago. It's been half a month and some change. If we go back to detections, this only has 28 detections, which is odd, with it being that old. So let's see who does detect it. Avast, AVG, Bitdefender. Okay, we're redeeming ourselves. Good. Be really awkward if they didn't have a detection for that. MCsoft, ESET, GData, Google, Kaspersky, Semantic. I'm not seeing McAfee. Do that as you will. And those are the big name ones. Now, who's not detecting this? Avira. BCAF Pro, surprisingly. And they detect everything. Huh. Clam AV, but, you know, they have really low detections on VirusTotal as it is. Malwarebytes does not detect it. Here is... Well, there's Microsoft, but where's McAfee? Maybe it did detect it. No, I just don't see their name here. Don't tell me McAfee doesn't scan VBS scripts. That'd be kind of weird. Yep, they sure don't. Okay, awkward. But if we keep going, Sophos does not detect it either, so I will send them a sample of this as well if it's confirmed to be malicious, which I'm sure it will be. And if we go to details, here's your MD5, your SHA-1, and your SHA-256. Again, you don't have to type these. They will be in the comments section. And there's not really much else. So if we go to relations, we do have 9 contacted URLs. We've got a bunch of DLLs here. And a Steam community profile. Interesting. We have 2 contacted domains, coad.hop2.org. I will be trying to visit all of these. And we do have that contacted IP. Its execution parent is setup.zip, which is actually what this folder came in. And we do have 34 dropped files. However, they've either not been scanned or they have no detections. Also, interesting enough, is that Finland? Let me take a look at this really quick. Yeah, that's Finland. So now we have Finland malware. Eventually, if we do enough videos, we'll get malware from every country in the world. And if we go to behavior, again, we don't spend much time here, but I'll let you pause and look if you would like to. Okay. We have 6 high, 5 medium, and 3 low crowdsourced Sigma rules. Let me zoom out a little bit if you want to pause. Let me zoom out a little bit. Computer, hello? Okay, or we just won't do anything. There you go. Go ahead and zoom back in. Thank you. And we have 1 high. What is going on with this machine right now? We have, whoa. Okay, computer, I would like the video to exist. Can we start working again? Thank you. We have 1 high, 1 medium, and 7 low crowdsourced IDS rules. And finally, if we go to community, my rival has been here. So it's been commented on by Jaffa Cakes. No family, and she does have some details on it. Apparently there's a triage. But we'll just assume it's Vidar for now, because it does some things that are reminiscent of Vidar, so... Okay, we'll just remember that for now. Let's go back to this first one, let's put them both on detections, and let's take a look at what we're going to be using for this video. So we've got Process Hacker, Wireshark, which I'll go ahead and reset, Zooey, and Process Monitor, which I will reset as well, because this is already at almost 4 million events. And now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run setup.exe. We will run this next. I may have to reset the virtual machine for this, but maybe not. So let's go ahead and open Process Hacker. And without any further ado, let's run setup.exe. Do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes to your device? Sure, why not? So if we do that, setup.exe immediately opens, doesn't have any child processes yet. However, it's using a good amount of the CPU. So if we keep watching this, within a few seconds it will eventually pop up something new. And we've got our ast.exe. Let's open the file location for that and the file location for build.exe. It looks like AST did kill its child process, or its parent process is now just running on its own under Explorer. Build.exe is still running. These are both in the temp directory. And now build is running on its own. Steganus trace destructor. Fair enough. And it does open Microsoft Edge. Now in testing, it didn't close Edge. and it's not looking like it's going to close Edge this time either. So we're going to have to do that for the malware. And we're not done yet. If you take a look here, we've got service.exe. They couldn't even be bothered to name it servicehost.exe, because at least that would be a little more believable, but they also still put it under Explorer. So if we take a look at this and open file location, this one is in roaming. So we'll go ahead and minimize that, and build and AST are still going. Now this is a little different from testing, because in testing, build.exe successfully killed its own process. However, it's still going. Build killed itself, and AST and service were the only ones that were here. If we keep watching it, hopefully, eventually it'll do something. Because we can see it's still running, so maybe it's just taking longer to get done with whatever it needs to do this time. That is a possibility. And it kicked us up on Process Hacker for some reason. And as you can see, we have another service.exe. So I'm not sure why it does this, but if we take a look, if we open file location, it's just the same service.exe that's running here. And if we keep letting this run, this malware will run, or this service.exe will keep opening new processes of itself forever. No idea why. That's just what it does. So, deal with that as you will. I'm still surprised that build.exe is still running, though. So if we take a look at Wireshark, I'm going to go ahead and stop this, save it as 1, and we're going to start a new one really quick, because there might still be things that it has to do. Let's go ahead and put this through Zooey. It will import data, and we'll take a look at all of the HTTP stuff back in Wireshark, but we don't want to do that yet while it's still running. We might miss something. And then I guess we'll take a look at process monitor, although I really don't want to do this yet until build.exe kills its own process. But yeah, as you can see here, service.exe, I can't tell if it's just random time intervals or if it's set, because that feels like it definitely didn't take as much time as it did to open the second service.exe. But maybe. I know that this does open the trusted Windows installer. However, I'm not seeing it open now. I don't know what's going on here. It might have crashed, but I'll tell you what. We're going to go ahead and minimize this, and we're just going to take a look at Process Monitor. So we're going to do 2 filters. The first filter we're going to do is process name is setup.exe. Ah, you thought I was going to do the operation first. I put a little sneaky on you. And our operation is going to be create file. We're going to click apply. And as you can see, we already have 4.5 million events. Now setup.exe, oh good god, 2,000 events. Now setup.exe is closed, so it shouldn't keep updating. But we will look through this rather quickly, because we've still got other things to look at. And it looks like it's not deleting a bunch of stuff yet. It did delete its prefetch and the WoW64 log, but everything else... Oh, here we go. Okay. So we've got a bunch of DLLs in... It's actually the same DLL in random areas. So it's in the setup folder, then it's in syswow64, then system, then Windows, then desktop again. Windows, or syswow64, Windows, syswow64, Windows PowerShell, OpenSSH, okay. And then system, and then we've got ntd3.dll, which is doing the exact same thing. And then we've got it.iss, okay. Now it says name not found, but we've known this to lie to us before, so fingers crossed it's still there. No, we're not getting that lucky. Oh, well, it is what it is. Data1.hdr, 102 Dalmatians help file? 102 DOMs, setup.exe, a5j.exe. Now that is interesting. I'd really like to be able to take a look at that, but we know it's not there. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Adabu.ico, alife.exe, kappa.ico. We got some really interesting names here. Data1.cab, attune.exe. And this is in the recycling bin? Oh, wait, no, I'm a complete idiot. No, it's just a bin folder for attune.exe in the setup folder, which is unfortunately not here. Back office, don't know what that is. regdib1.bmp. And build.exe is still running. Okay. Magicballroom.help. Okay. I'm not going to look at every single one of these cs.2, cs.1, but a lot of these have very interesting names. Messages.drive, diapps.z, pdqcreg.exe, erdisasterstrikes.exe, emergy, manual easyun1.pdf, bootme.exe, Exonix easycam2.msi, golfhelp.exe. Okay, heavy gear 2. Are these like names of games or something? Because I'm starting to get really like confused as to what's going on. I don't know if this is just meant to throw off malware analysts or what this is, but it really does a bunch of funny stuff. Ghostpe.exe, manual partitioning. Okay, reach out. System web tray, setup.ini, internet I swear to God, brain rot's destroyed my mind. Internet sigma plot macro library.jnb, via voice.z. It's just a bunch of the same stuff. Mavis Beacon teaches typing. And I saw Nerovision. I really highly doubt that it's actually like downloading all the stuff and then deleting it. These have just got to be like 0-byte files that it's just dropping to throw off investigators. This is really funny though. Now ast.exe, we know that this is real because we've seen it in Process Hacker. Now, on the one hand, you would think that this would be a really good way to throw off malware analysts, but on the other hand, who the hell is going to use Process Monitor but not something that checks current running processes? Now, if for some reason my brain was on autopilot and I did a video without Process Hacker or without something similar, right? And I saw this and I was like, wow, it's dropping and executing 1 billion files. But, I mean, come on, we could see what's running, and we did. AST, build, service, and we saw a few other ones. And then there's build.exe. And also, if you're going to do that, you've got all these random names. Maybe, like, mix it up. Maybe put build somewhere near the top, and then put AST somewhere near the middle. And any other malicious files, just spread them out. Don't put them all in the same place. I mean, they're literally right next to each other. Like, come on, man. Serious? You can do better than that. Now, if we go to filter, we're going to try ast.exe next. Now, there's no guarantee that any of these do anything. I got a feeling one of them is what's running our service.exe, but I kind of get the feeling that the other one is empty, or doesn't have anything to do with file creation or access. So let's try ast.exe. We'll just go ahead and apply it. Yes, I don't know. And we've got 8 million events. So we're kind of racing against time, because eventually this will fill up, and it will crash. It'll say out of memory. Okay, we've only got 262 here, so it won't take nearly as long. Maybe we'll get a better idea of what's actually going on here. So if we take a look... I'm not seeing anything too suspicious here. It looks like it's just calling DLLs and accessing command prompt, but there's not anything we can actually see. So that's a bust. If we go to the other one, we'll do build.exe. Again, I don't know if it's case sensitive, but we're just going to assume that it is, as to not waste time. And is Zooey done yet? Yes, it is. I figured it would be, but I figured I'd check anyway. 9,857 events. So we're obviously not going to look at all of these. And it's just delays.temp over and over and over again. Oh, wait. Here we go. Oh, now we can see what it's doing. So it looks like build is doing all of the legwork. So we are calling some DLLs, but we're also accessing Internet Explorer's cache, Internet Explorer's cookies, Windows history, calling some more DLLs, Microsoft CryptNet URL cache. Okay. And then we've got everything in Microsoft Edge. So it's also calling other things as well, which is weird because that's kind of similar to Luma. There's no way this is Luma. It does look like it's calling a lot of the same things, though. But if we keep going, I'm assuming maybe this is, like, inspired by Luma. And by inspired, I mean, like, completely copied code and just changed a few things. But, yeah, it's not program data. Ah! Okay. Interesting enough. I tried to be really quiet with that scream so I didn't bust anybody's eardrums, but I did see the mic filtering level get really high, so sorry about that in advance. Edge wallet? I didn't even know Edge wallet was a thing. What? The user data typo squatting? Why would you put the... What? Okay. So we'll keep going past that, and here's more browsers. 360 crypto tab browser? I've never heard of that. I'll look that up after this video is over. We're accessing again. And then we got a bunch of stuff to do with Firefox. So it does detect Firefox on the machine and pilfers through everything. Luckily, I'm not logged into anything. And it really does just, like, browse the entire freaking internet through your browser. I'm not looking through all of that. If you want to pause the video and, like, stare at these on your own, or if you want to just laugh at then you can. But I can't spend too much time on that. And that's everything, and this hasn't updated since we pulled this up in Process Monitor, so I've got a feeling that it's already done everything it was supposed to do. Now, how about service.exe? I've got a feeling this will pull up nothing, but we'll go ahead and apply it anyway. Now, this might take a little bit, because we've got almost 10 million events. Well, that's good. Fairly quickly. Okay, what do we got? 224... Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't add it. You know, I might want to do that. My bad. My fault, gang. My bad, king. I can't believe I didn't add that, though. That's, interesting. And we have 2,613 events. So, yet again, I'm not going to look through all of these, and a lot of these are most likely going to be repeated. We got sharing violations immediately. And... I'm not seeing anything too suspicious. Okay. So this is most likely a rat and not just a simple info stealer. And this is probably all that's repeated. No, there's more here. Well, what the heck? Okay, we'll keep looking. Well, this is very interesting. It is rooting itself deep. It keeps, like, checking to see if it's in the startup, like, every 5 minutes. Which is interesting enough. And I'm assuming from where you saw that, like, loading wheel on the mouse, it's probably executed another process of itself. So that's interesting as well. But that's going to be it. So I'm going to assume that from now on, all it's doing is checking for dependent DLLs, and then it's checking to see if it's in startup. So that's really all we're going to be able to get from that. We have so many of these open right now, though. And of course, once we're done with everything, we will check and see if it has persistence, which, based on what we saw, it does. Absolutely, 1000%. It even says it's persistent in VirusTotal. But, yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we will take a look in Zooey. Now, if you look in Wireshark, we actually don't have that many new events. So I'll tell you what, I will stop this, and I will name this 2. I've got a feeling that it only does its, like, info stealer part once every startup, so we're probably not going to see much more than that. But we'll load 1, and we'll take a look at that. Let's query the pool. We have 734 rows. Immediately, we've got some notices. Invalid certifications. That's a Microsoft IP, though. And this is also Microsoft IP. I'm going to try to ignore the notices and just see if we have any alert 1s or 2s. And we have an alert 3, but that's, yeah, Suricata app layer wrong direction. That's why we don't look at alert 3s anymore. Oh, here we go. Alert 2. ETDNS query for .cc top-level domain, and this one may be that Telegram domain. No, not yet, but we definitely should see it. but we're not. Why aren't we? We got another notice, and that's it. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and query the pool for 2. Let's just go ahead and delete all this and go back to welcome to Zooey. Import data, 2.pcap. This shouldn't take too long because it's only 4,000 packets. But we will see what there is to see. Is there anything else I could take a look at? We are still going to look at these websites and IP addresses, but I got a feeling we'd only be able to look at one before the packet filtering is done. So I'm just going to let this play out, and then we'll take a look at all of those websites and IP addresses. Now, most of them, I've got a feeling, if not all of them, it's going to throw up a forbidden. The malware is just simply too new to be dead already. And as a matter of fact, if we go to VirusTotal and we go to Relations, they all show status 200. So we're going to check all of these, except for that Telegram domain, because that may just be somebody's username, and I don't want random people off of YouTube messaging malware writers. So let's query this pool. And we only have 321 rows, but that is more than I thought there would be. Is there anything else suspicious here? No, there is not. Which I already knew, but again, I like to be thorough. So now let's go ahead and take a look at those IPs and domains. So we've got our Steganos browser monitor here. We've got this foiré.xyz. So let's try to access that. Warning, potential security risk ahead. And if this does what I think it's going to do, it's just simply going to send us back to Google. Yes, it does. Okay, so I've seen this before. I don't remember what malware this is reminiscent of. I don't remember the name, I mean. But I do know that this behavior is different from what it did to mask itself for other variants of that rat. This is actually a different family entirely. So, this is the wrong one. So, I mean, we could try to pull that DLL. It may let us download this. No, it just sends us straight back to Google. And if we just try this without the HTTPS, yeah. What if we just try HTTP? It still sends it straight back to Google. Okay, so that's a bust. And we could try the IP address, but I've got a feeling that this is just going to be the same thing. Possibly not. Oh, this is for Telegram APIs. Okay. So this might be the IP address for it, then. Oh, that's a certificate revocation repository? What? Are we sure? There's 2 detections. We go to community. Who's detecting this? Absolutely everybody. Lockbit exfil. eBury botnet miner. Random stuff. Mentioned in a report the anatomy of a black cat attack. Okay, we're not going to read all that. But we'll say this one is inconclusive. But that is probably going to be it. The last thing that we can do is restart the computer. So I will go ahead and do that. Let's just go ahead and close everything that's open really quick. And I have made a decision in the back of my mind while we've been reviewing this malware sample. I am actually going to review the Visual Basic script in another video, but I'm going to do that video today. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want there to be an hour-long video that has 2 different malware variants in it. So I apologize, but the second malware video will probably be out like an hour after this one gets released. It will be done today. I've already done all my chores and stuff for today, so not really anything else to do other than analyze that. Let's go to malware analysis really quick. Let's open Process Hacker, and let's find that juicy persistence. I said let's open freaking Process Hacker computer. Thank you. And I don't see anything immediately. However, it's just running under Explorer again. So we've got... What the heck is happening here? Oh, now we've got safevideo.exe. And it's in video Steganos safe. So we've got something new now, and it does open Microsoft Edge. So it's going through its info stealing part again, but it's just infinitely opening and closing service.exe, and we've got service.exe running again outside of that. Okay, so before my computer dies, let's open Firefox really quick, and let's shove safe video in there. If it didn't delete itself, which it did not. I got really worried because it did close its own process. This, yeah. That's interesting. We're already at 240,000 in PID. So let's open safe video, or let's put safe video in VirusTotal. Max file size exceeded. Interesting. How freaking large? Oh, okay, it finally stopped. How freaking large is this file? 934 megabytes. Well, that won't do. So we're going to use our trusty friend dbloat. And we're going to drag this over here. We're going to preserve certificate if it has one. And it took 0.44 seconds. So if you go to show more options and properties, it's only 1.53 megabytes. Fascinating. Thank you, dbloat. Much appreciated. And this has not been uploaded before. Which I would assume not, because it's literally a brand new file. But we've got, it's definitely a Trojan. Is it the same thing, though, that's just inflated so it can't be scanned? That would be interesting. We do have quite a few detections on this, though. So we're getting Baybar. This may be a new one. Yeah, safe video patch, Trojan Baybar/Krypt. We may have another malware sample to take a look at. So I can't do 3 videos in a day. I'm going to have to pick one to do. I think it just makes sense that we do the Visual Basic script first, but I will definitely take a look at this in the future. That's very interesting, though. Alright, but either way, that is going to be it for this video. We do have ourselves a nasty little rat, but there's not really much else to take a look at that on that part. 1 down, apparently 3 to go. So that's going to be it. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and let me know what you would like to see next. My name is Larry Bodenheimer, you guys have been amazing, and I will see you in the next one.